Hello, friends. It's Romania Black, and we are on episode 22 of Word of Honor. And I'm so excited to get into this episode, but we have a lot, and I mean a lot of comments to go through because I actually took a little bit of a break between episode 21 and this. I know you'd be like, well, how could you do that after the end of last episode? But it seemed like a little time off to record some other things because we had reached a point where Gushing and Sao Weining is caught up with gushing and Zhou Zishu. So we're like, okay, that seemed like a good stopping point. It was kind of a cliffhanger, but I needed to go catch up on some other stuff. But now I'm back. I'm excited. I've redone the room, moved some stuff around. I'm still getting everything where I want it to be, but it's more like what I'm wanting. So, I have a lot of comments. I have one for episode 17, one for episode 18, one for episode 19, and a couple for episode 20. So we're going to be playing catch up here as we dive into this intro before getting into the episode. But, nothing is manageable. Which is a great username. For episode 17 says, the one assassin who is not Xiao Lohan, or Pretty Arhat, is called Dupusa, or evil Bodhisattva. I like calling her malicious. Dupusa seems like it's close to... It's going to be vulgar if I say this, so pardon my language, but it sounds like Depussy. Don't want to call her that on accident. I'm like, oh no. So can I just call her malicious? Can I just call her malicious? I really like that. I don't know if you noticed the cranes in Zhao Jing's blue robes, but once more, here's what Sui Merke on Tumblr said about it. Finally, a crane among the clouds, the motive on Zhao Jing's clothes. It's a symbol of nobility and purity of mind, but also cranes symbolize the wish or hope of becoming a high-ranking official. And Zhao Jing starts to wear this blue crane mantle after his ambitions are revealed to the viewer. Oh, that's really cool. So yeah, once he's like, okay, now y'all know I'm the antagonist. This is what I'm going for. I can wear my clothes that I want to now that you know my MO. Look at you. I think that's really cool. So thank you, Nothing is Manageable. That's good ideas to note. Specific Soup, again, the names, loving. For episode 18 said, I have something to tell you about this line that gushing says, Zhou Zhonggong. It was translated here as Lord Zhou, but the YouTube subs more accurately said, my dear. Zhonggong is an archaic term that women would call their husbands. It could also mean a young noble lord, but when I looked it up, husband was the first definition, so rainbows. The censors never came back from their cruise. No, look, censors, you've been great. If you want to stay away on your cruise front, you just do that. We're doing great. We've got this. We got it all hunkered down. So yeah, I think that's so cool. Nice. I mean, not beating the allegations. No negativity. 01. Again, these usernames, they're killing today. For episode 19 says, the storytelling of the show is brilliant. Mm-hmm. If you pay attention, all the times when someone close to gushing was injured, his first, almost instinctive reaction was to heal them. Yes, it was hinted in this way that he comes from a line of healers. And Be Happy, the moderator for this series, they added on Patreon for a comment saying this was on YouTube, but said whenever the Healer Valley is mentioned in previous episodes, the camera would focus on gushing and he would have this unreadable expression. So yeah, it's so cool to see it all coming to fruition in these last set of chapters or these episodes. It's great. And then I've got a couple comments for episode 20. Visa Cake for episode 20 says, Chan Shou left behind her old life to start a new one with the tragic comic ghost. But now Yu Chufeng has happened upon her and is trying to get back in her good graces, either like an underdog or a rat, depending on the viewer's opinion. I view you more like a dog. I've said this last episode. He just feels like a Labrador. Maybe not a golden retriever necessarily, but like a Labrador. A Labrador is in the US, a Labrador is a very common dog. A friendly, well-natured dog. That's all you can say about them. My family had a lab for years. They're just a nice dog. There's nothing special about them, but they're just reliable. Yeah, I see why the alluring ghost would want to be with him. He's just, oh, in the words of Columbia for Rocky Horror Picture Show, he's okay. Just, what else can you say? I didn't connect him as so much as a rat. I connected Zhao Jing maybe more as a rat, or maybe he's a snake. I mean, we know we have the Scorpion King, but I really connected with Wen Keshing in episode 20. Him lamenting reminds me of a lot of queer people realizing that they're queer and regretting they didn't realize as part of themselves earlier on in their life. I hate that there's that regret there. I hate that there is that. I've like come to realizations about my own sexuality in my 30s, which does feel late in life, but I don't necessarily regret it. Also, I think back on the movie Beginners, with Ewan McGregor in it and that series. But yeah, that's an interesting connection there. Visa Cake also says they were playing the ED song in the final scene, and it's about soulmates living a life together. Well, of course it is. And while Wen Keshing is just completely distraught over feeling robbed of that, and it's like, damn, that hurts. My thing to Wen Keshing would be, you still have time. It's not over yet. You still got time. Don't be sitting there sulking in regrets. Like, move forward, my dude. Move forward. And that kind of leads me to Pancake's comment. Pancake's comment on Patreon. I love this comment, Pancake. I think this is just like, this speaks to me so much, and I love it. They said, I like to think of Wen Keshing as a man of extremes. Oh, yes. When he hates, he really hates. And when he loves, he goes all in. And when it comes to love, well, we see how he's completely unable to hold back around Zhou Zishu. He wears his heart on his sleeve, even when Zhou Zishu is actively pushing him away. And yes, I 100% agree with that. They also say Zhou Zishu was so gentle with him in this episode. I love this. So careful. It made me want to melt. I do think it was a bit selfish of Zhou Zishu to immediately suggest to Wen Keshing to rebuild the Four Seasons Manor after he dies, but I get it. That place meant everything to him. Same. It held so much pain, but also so much love. One of the first real smiles we saw from him in the show was when he took in Chengling as his disciple. And now he gets Wen Keshing back. He wants to do the same thing. Just look at his face in that second hug. He's so happy and at peace. But right after that, when Wen Keshing pulls away, Zhou Zishu is immediately like, oh crap, maybe I was too quick, and backs off to give him space. I love this idea. Wen Keshing is like a waterfall. It's all or nothing. It's a waterfall. And Zhou Zishu is like a faucet. Once you turn it on, it's on. But you gotta do a little bit of work, put some little elbow grease in there to get that faucet turning, right? Now, I have only seen up until now episode 21. But with that, I did put in the Discord, I wonder, now that we know what we know about Wen Keshing, if Zhou Zishu, back early on when they were at like the coffin house, if they, back when the medicine was given to Wen Keshing, did Zhou Zishu realize it could have been him back then? Or was Wen Keshing the only one recognizing that it was Zhou Zishu then? How far back does this go? I guess we'll find out later, right? But anyway, there were a lot of amazing comments for this episode, and I was just living for them. I've been told by Be Happy that there is no new change dialogue for episode 22, which is good to know. But I'm super excited about this episode and what we're going to get. I have my coffee. It's conveniently right here off screen since I've moved stuff around. Hopefully you all can hear me on the mic. I'm excited. I've got my headphones ready, and we're starting at 1:48 because I can't watch the OP yet. So I'm super excited. I hope you all are as well, but we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to start episode 22 of Word of Honor, and we are going to get down to business here in 3, 2, 1, and let's do it to it. Ooh. Why, of course we have to go to the market after meeting up. I would, it's I just, Wen Keshing's looking at Sao Weaning like, I hate every fiber of your being. Get away from my precious angel baby. He has the fan out, that means he's irritated. Oh, wife. Oh. Oh, she's like, I love Wen Keshing's like, I hate this. Oh. Who changed you? Oh, look at Sally Ning being like, well, Zhou Zishu is living this up. Oh, I mean, oh. I love this mature look on him. Oh, that face. Ah! A tough battle ahead. I love this. I love all of this. Zhou Zishu's living his life. Changling is so cute about it when Keshing's in a nightmare. This is just, I'm living. Oh my gosh, and he would sit at the front of the table. He would. Yeah, and you're still with these two idiots. He's like, leave me alone. Don't judge me on my decisions. Oh. Oh, Wei Ning. Oh. 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 Ah! When Keshing's like, I hate it here. Oh. Oh. She's like, what? What? Oh. Ah! Her face! I love all of this so much. Oh, she's like, do it. Do it. He might heal you. Oh. Oh. And now we know all we can about Wen Keshing, so... And Changling's gonna find out about this. Oh. Oh, well, you need to know about this. Things have gotten a little different since you left. Okay. Oh. And now we're gonna bring that out. Ah! That's such a sibling move. Oh. And now that's over. Gold bean! Hmm. Yeah, he did. Oh. No body, no death. But he looked like he died. Come with me to the medicine shop is like, that could be such a phrase. That could be such a phrase for let's go make out and do other things. Oh, you'll slowly realize how to interact with them. Oh my god. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Oh. Uh-huh. So he had to go. Hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, funny that. I love how much they match in this scene. Oh. Are we sure about that? Right. I like when Keshing smile there. Oh. Oh, interesting. Seeing you well-dressed gays, will you please give me some money? Oh my god. He's like, ah, just like the theater children I used to work with. Halfway in your industry. Wow. Oh. Oh, speak of the devil! Oh my god! It's Shen! He's like, oh god. He's like, it's just been me and the horse for 5 days. I ain't got much to lose, man. Shen is surprisingly... Oh, well, shit! Oh, the beggar! Oh! Oh! Oh, you trying to mess with my boyfriend? Why? Man, Changling is third wheeling so hard right now. Oh, well. Oh. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna ask the questions now. He's like, I have so much to talk about. They're such siblings. Oh my god. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't trust it either. Oh, bitch, no. Yeah, she's like, fudge, no. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, shit, girl! Girl! Oh, hell yes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Huckleberry, you gonna have to wait. There's a fight brewing. We got bigger fish to fry. Take the little guy. True. I mean, he is poisoned. It makes sense. Oh, I think your girlfriend's got this all right. I think she's fine. And Changling's been doing some work too, but where's his sword? Yeah, I would do that too. Yes. Not the porridge. Girl. Ah. Oh, Changling. Yes. You get them moon boot spin. Yes, use that spin. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, sweet. Ah! I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, damn. We're just slitting throats left and right. And the man in the back said, everyone attack and turn it to a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Oh, she looks amazing. I mean, she is a fiend. Let us not forget. Not the booze! Oh, shit! Not the booze! Damn it! Oh. I only know the moves that he taught me. Meanwhile... Oh, well, damn that fan. Oh. Shows you she's like, look, just take the insult. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, he's like, I'm gonna take whatever you give me, sir. Wing Keshing's face, Gongjun. Oh my god, this man. I could stare all day. It's like, thanks, bro. I love it! Bitch, you owe us. Sure. He's like, don't get on me on this. Yeah. Aw, he's gonna be my bro forever. Well, he's not dead yet. Why does Shen look amazing now? I can't get over it. Cannot get over it. Oh, well, crap! Speak of the devil! Oh, 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 Xiaowening! Oh, hello! Bitch! Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, oh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. We're gonna get into that discussion. As she got blood all over his face. All over her face. Oh, man. Xiaowening's gonna have to talk to her. Oh, he had a knife on him. Damn. Okay. Okay. Oh! Take him back! Oh, oh, oh! I think he's fine. I think he's got this. Leave some alive! Leave a couple alive. Oh my god. Oh, bitch. These two. Oh, hey, still nervous around you. It's a long story. It's a long story. Xiaowening looks amazing in this episode. He looks so much more mature. What is happening? What is this? Oh. Hmm. Oh. He's still a golden retriever at heart, though. Oh. 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 Hmm. Oh. There's a difference, yeah. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Yeah. He's like, cut the bullshit, girl. Oh. 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 And she's kind of doing like the same thing when Gushing did. Oh. Sweetheart. Zhou Zishu to tell you got a hard road ahead, my friend. Do you want to make s'mores with me? I just want to take that one strand of hair by Shen's head and just pull it back. Like that one strand. Just like, just slather it back. I thought we were all bros. And now Changling knows the full story, so... Oh. You are not the most useless one, Changling. Don't think that about yourself. No, 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 no. Sweetheart. Oh. Oh. That's why he died off screen. Well, he didn't die off screen. He did get his throat slit, so nah. It was the other one. That's because they were all just jealous of you, Changling. Hmm. And then here comes Zhou Zishu. The timing. Hmm. Oh, well, it's been a while. Oh. I just wanted to fix that one little spot of hair. Just the one. Oh, good. We're counting on it. Oh. 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 Mm. Okay. Right. That, yeah. And Changling's like, I didn't want that, really. I knew him. None of it. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. He could have. Yeah, he could have done it earlier. Yeah, true. We're not going to talk about Xiaojing, though. Always weak, you say. Yeah, Zhou Zishu has to be piecing it together. He has to be. Uh-huh. But Shen doesn't believe so. I could believe that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. I love Zhou Zishu's getting to the heart of this. Shen's like, I'm just not into explaining that sort of thing. So somebody was manipulating him. The bewitchment. Yes. 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 Oh, Zhou, what are you figuring out? Tell us your secrets. Chat for a bit. Make s'mores. Talk about something. I don't know. I gotta go see Win. Oh. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. I can't believe he figured that out. Oh my god. He figured that out on his own. Bitch, what? Changling is like, damn. Although the sprigs of hair do make him look more handsome, so I mean, I'm okay with it. I just want to get him a clip. Joshi's like, okay, I'm piecing. He's having a light Yagami piece it all together moment as he waits for his boyfriend to come find him. Like, he's like, is he proposing to me here? By these shacks? Surely not. He's like, I nearly fell in that nasty lake. Also, I love the dragonflies. Are those dragonflies on his kimono? Yeah, they are, kind of. Uh-huh. Oh. Uh-huh. And we're thinking maybe Dang went through the same thing? Mehaps. Uh-huh. Yes. The long-tongued ghost. Oh. Oddly mysterious. Interesting. Ooh. I love serious thinking, Zhou Zishu. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Is Zhaojing correct? Because we know it's not Shen now. We've narrowed that down. Oh. 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 Uh-huh. And he's long dead, right? An underling of the hanging ghost. Oh. Right. Oh, what are you getting to the fact that you know he's the ghost chief or that he knows too much about the ghosts? Is that what you're getting to? When Keshing's like, what do I make out of this? Did I say too much? Zhou Zishu, what are we doing? What are we doing? Uh, uh, oh, hello! Oh, oh, hi! Oh, oh, hello! Oh, hello! You could, what, For research purposes, I need to pay very close attention to this scene. This is important. We are gathering important data. Uh-huh. Right. Oh. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, and now he knows it. Oh. What's the bad news? He's like, oh, well, there goes sex tonight. Oh. 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 Yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, bitch. Oh, 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 we're talking. Oh, oh, okay, okay. Uh huh. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Oh. True. That is when gushing. Uh-huh. Um. Tread carefully, Scorpion. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. He's like, you really don't want anything. His eyes are so huge there. Don't be given the Puss in Boots. Oh, there's too much tension between them. There is so much tension between them. Oh. Oh, he's like, I didn't mean to dig up this trauma well. Yeah, yes? Yes? He loves posturing with them arms out. Oh, bitch. He's like, oh, I touched a sore spot. I touched a real sore spot, didn't I? Do, oh, 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 bitch. He's sending me pigeons. They can only travel the airspeed velocity of a laden swallow. True. At least you're that smart. Oh. Oh, do you? Please, Daddy, can I please go kill them? Oh. Oh! 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 The tension is so palpable between them. Oh my god! Anyway. Zhou Zishu, what we doing now? Oh. Are you gonna go see when gushing in his bath? Oh. Hmm. What is he trying to get out of her? She's like, I get that enough. Well, don't waste this luxury. Give it to me instead. Ah. Oh, interesting. Oh. That's called alcoholism. That's called alcoholism. Oh. Ha! Uh-huh. Ooh, he's fishing for info. No wonder. Ah. Oh, you! Zhou Zishu! Zhou Zishu! I love him in this episode. He's great. Oh. Mm. Oh. He finally found a friend. Oh. Oh. Ha! Oh. Oh. Did he know that he was there? Uh. Uh. Ha! Oh. There's like nothing in it. Ah! Go find some more. There's more around. Oh. She's like, oh, you guys are going to make out while I'm gone. Fine. Oh. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. He's like, Changling, what'd you tell him? Oh, man. I'm gonna hide back here. I didn't say a word. Oh. But this is a lot more than just knowing that, because he's the ghost chief. There's so many layers with this. Mm. Mm. Oh, damn it. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he did drink the water of oblivion. He probably did. And it's like giving him a hard time. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. And Shen's so emotional. He's like the person you would tell us to. Oh. Oh, Shen. Oh, sweet bean. Oh my god. I mean, oh, Shen, you would be. Oh yeah, he's like, get away from me. Oh. Ugh. 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 Oh my god. Oh, the ghost chief. Okay. 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 Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. 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 Well, Well, okay. So that gave us quite a bit to go off of. Oh. Well, that's interesting. He doesn't want to be called Yanair, yeah. Respect. Respect the chosen name. He's like, damn it, I gotta explain this all over again. Ah. Uh-huh. Shen's getting like a whole education. But he didn't. Well, friend is a strong word. Yeah, friend is a strong word. We were acquaintances. Ah. Oh. Well. He's like, tell me, bitch. Spill. We just had a difference of opinions. We've been hearing a lot of long stories. Oh. Oh. Well, that's the long and short of it. Ah. Okay, Shen. All right. Okay. Oh. No, I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did. Oh. He's like, I did a lot of shit, but that wasn't one of them. I mean, we've narrowed it down. Oh, Great Warrior Zhao. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, we've narrowed down by process of elimination. He's like the last one left. No, he didn't necessarily say it. He's like, leave my boyfriend out of this. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. Shen, get back, my dude. Pardon my bluntness, but back the frick up. Oh. Yeah, I don't want your explanations, bro. Ooh. This episode is drama, and I'm living. Mm. Ooh. 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 Bitch, the guest. Sao Weining's like, I don't know what's going on here, but okay. Oh! Oh, are you kidding? Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Wow. Oh, friends. This episode was crazy. This episode is honestly one of my favorites. It's one of the better ones, I think. I think it's one of the better ones that we've had in quite some time. And that's not just me saying that because we got to see some shirtless Winkeshing. Oh, but I think that overall there was a lot happening in this episode. The mystery, the intrigue, the romance, the flirting. Poor Sao Weining. Sao Weining, buddy, you got a row to hoe. It's, you got a long ways ahead of you. But he luckily has the patience of the best golden retriever. But damn, we were treated this episode. We were treated to some mystery, some tension, some explanation, some things coming together, and some beautiful fan service. The censors be like, this cruise is real great. Be a shame if we never left. I was having a blast this episode. This was a lot of fun. And we got a battle. We got a lot of things happening in this episode. Episode 22 delivered. Thank you, episode. Let's dive into this. Now, of course, my dog the entire time was trying to get me to play with him. And I was like, I am busy watching these two beautiful robed men fight beggars, but okay, sure. I'll throw this tiny ball, I guess. I do like that Sao Weining is matching with Winkeshing and Zhou Zishu. There is so much I wanted to talk about during the reaction, but there was just no time because this episode kept moving. It did not stay slow very long, but the acting, even in the background for all of these scenes, I want to go back. I'm rewatching this episode with you all as we talk about it, but just the fact of Sao Weining is so unassuming and just walking ahead with Gushing, who is head over heels. Every second, Winkeshing looks like he wants to break Sao Weining's legs. He hates every part of this. And Zhou Zishu, I loved Zhou Zishu in this episode. He was having so much fun. We had so much to do with Zhou Zishu. He was living for the little teasing banter with Winkeshing being just disgruntled about Sao Weining. He was living for it. He went into like light Yagami, break it down, evaluating research mode. He was like being the best boyfriend, being like, watch it, Shen. He was caring for Winkeshing. Like, Zhou Zishu was having a great time. He may not have been having the best time, but he was doing so many good things this episode. All he had to do was just catch Winkeshing shirtless, and we would have had a 10 out of 10. But oh my gosh, this was such a great episode. So yeah, they arrive at this place to eat, like you do. I love that whenever Winkeshing has the fan out, it's like when a cat switches its tail, when a cat's getting pissed and it just swishes its tail. That's Winkeshing whenever he has the fan out. When the fan comes out, Winkeshing's like, I am disgruntled, and it's mainly because of Sao Weining. And she's like, this restaurant's good, let's eat here. So then that beggar comes out. And he's like, oh, kind-hearted young master and beautiful young master's wife. And she's like, wife? We ain't betrothed yet. I like that Changling was the best third wheel in all of this. Changling was out to the side like, oh, wife, huh? Changling and Gushing are such siblings. They were so sibling-coded in this episode. I loved it. I thought it was great. But yeah, he says, take some food, some pity on me. And of course, Sao Weining is so kind and so gentle that he's like, well, sure. He says, I wish you two to be together until old and have as many children as possible. And Gushing's like, we ain't even married yet. Leave me alone. And I get Gushing not wanting to be pressured because she is kind of like Winkeshing, whereas both of them are ghosts. They both have a past. She doesn't necessarily want Sao Weining to find out about said past because she's kind of like Winkeshing. She's afraid that once they find out, these kind-hearted people they've fallen in love with are going to abandon them. Now, do I think that Zhou Zishu and Sao Weining will abandon either of them? No, I don't think so, but they don't know that, right? And he's like, oh, one thing I like about Sao Weining in the last few episodes is that he loves Gushing. Don't get us wrong. He loves Gushing, I think, with all of his heart. but he's matured so much since that battle. Like he looks more mature, and he gets a little bit more stern, and he's not afraid to like kind of ask Guzhang why she's acting that way and to like gauge her reactions. Like he fell head over heels, but he's reached a point where like the honeymoon phase is over, and now he's like, why are you acting that way? What's going on? And he's a lot more stern and mature, and it's kind of crazy, and it makes him more attractive. I'm like, okay. But yeah. I see. And he's like, oh, Ajong, didn't you say that those who perform philanthropy are all big idiots? Who changed you? I love that Zhou Zishu's like, who changed you? And he like cocks his head a little bit like, could it be this dashing rogue has, you know, tamed this beastly maiden? And when Keshing's like, let's not get crazy. And meanwhile, Sao Weining's like, me? Like, Zhou Zishu is urging this on. He is feeding the bear. And when Keshing's like, I hate every second of this. And then he's like, Ajong has a sharp tongue, but is soft-hearted. Which is kind of funny because Guzhang, she is like Wen Keshing a lot. But she's also kind of like Zhou Zishu a little bit with that sharp tongue but soft heart. And Zhou Zishu, I think, can relate a little bit. And he's like, I'm not meaning to make fun of her. And then Shangling's like, you two, this is a thing, isn't it? Okay. Like, he's just like head over heels about it. And he's like, well, don't celebrate too early. Look at your Uncle Wen. That face is even longer than a donkey. He's like, you got a hard row ahead of you, my sir. You've got to not only win over Wen Keshing, but it's going to be a tough battle ahead. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. I don't think that Zhou Zishu's saying it's impossible. He's just like, you got to win over not only Guzhang, but also her elder brother, father figure. Have fun with that. So yeah, so we have this, I like in this dinner scene where they're eating together that when Keshing is sitting at the head of the table, which is a really fun, like, little nod to him being the ghost chief. I've been questioning this entire episode. Has Zhou Zishu figured out that he's with the Ghost Valley? I think he has. I don't think he knows necessarily that Wen Keshing is the ghost chief, but I think he knows he's associated or knows more than he's letting on about the Ghost Valley. I think Zhou Zishu has figured out that much. But he's like, why are you hanging around this idiot? I love that poor Sao Weining like spits up his drink at that, and she's like, well, why are you with those two idiots? And Shangling spits up his drink, and when Keshing's like, well, obviously I'm with Zhou Zishu. Have you seen him? Come on, Guzhang, you know better. I like that they look at each other like, do you think they're onto us? Of course they are. Everybody knows these two are together. But now Zhao Jing knows that Wen Keshing is the ghost chief, and he knows that Zhou Zishu is the Wind of Heaven's, former leader. I wonder if Zhao Jing or the Scorpion King is going to reveal to Zhou Zishu that Wen Keshing is the ghost chief. I wonder if he's going to reveal that, because I could see either one revealing it. And he's like, oh, well, from your complexion, it seems. I like that also Zhou Zishu and Wen Keshing, we can tell, are experienced cultivators, because they immediately notice that Sao Weining has something wrong and that he's still been poisoned. And he's like, I was injured by Tao Huang and Lu Liu's hidden weapons. So they talk about Zhao Lian being kidnapped, and Changling's like, what did I miss? It feels like Hamilton. What did I miss? And Sao Weining's like, a lot, actually, since you all left the Heroes Conference pretty early. So I wanted them to break down what all they had missed a little bit more, but there just wasn't time. But Sao Weining says it's a good thing that Ajong looked after me and my injuries aren't serious anymore. And Wen Keshing's like, you looked after him? Since when were you able to look after people? What is this? And she's like, Guzhang doesn't want to admit that she likes Sao Weining, but it's pretty obvious that she does. She just has the same worries that Wen Keshing does, right? So yeah. So then they talk about a little bit more about Zhao Lian and what's been going on. And of course, Zhou Zishu lets out that he's like, Wen Keshing, he's kind of a healer since that all's come out. And he's like, he could probably look at your wounds. And Wen Keshing's like, fine. He's like, I guess I will. So they talk a little bit about Zhao Lian being taken by Tao Huang and Lu Liu. And they're like, how did you guys get into a fight with them? And she's like, well, these two old freaks charged in, kidnapped Zhao Lian. And it was right the day after the Heroes Conference. She's like, a bunch of things happened after that, but you guys don't know. And Zhou Zishu says, well, as long as the glazed armor isn't revealed to still be on the table, she's gonna be okay. So Zhou Zishu tries to ease Changling's worries about Zhao Lian. I feel like Zhao Lian is gonna be like end game stuff that we touch on. I don't know if we're gonna get to them anytime soon. I feel like that's gonna be like an afterthought after we get settled with the Scorpion King and the venomous, scorpions and all that. And so then she's like, oh, Zhao Lian almost became your wife. You just won't abandon her, will you? And he's like, stop it. I like that Changling's like, I didn't get onto you and your fiance, so leave me and my potential fiance out of this. She's like, why is your face getting red? Dong Qian has died. You shouldn't have any rivals anymore. And then when Kexing's like, wait, who are we talking about? What is this? They're related to Gao Chong. They may have known things that they shouldn't have known. What's happening? I like that we get on that subject of, we go back to Deng Quan and like who controlled him, because he was there. He's like, once this great warrior Gold Bean appeared, he whisked her away. Guzhang is just, she's such a sibling teasing Changling. It's really cute. I like their sibling attitudes. So yeah. So Zhou Zishu and when Kexing decide they're going to go to the medicine shop to get some stuff for Cao Weining, which was really just code for them to leave this group and go on their own to theorize. But it also feels like, you want to go make out? Yeah, let's go make out. And they both leave. So even though that didn't happen, I wish it would, but it didn't happen. So I like that they have their own secret code to go, and leaving these three behind. Changling is surprisingly a good third wheel. Changling, or maybe unsurprising, he's been a third wheel this whole time. Changling is he's such a good kid to go along with each group, because he just fits in instantly and he's so sweet. So he's like, you'll slowly realize how to interact with them. It's like, Changling, who you fooling? What you saying, Changling? What you saying? So they talk about Dong Kong. They're like, so they theorize, why was Changling supposed to marry Gao Chong's only daughter? They expect that he would have inherited his possessions and position as the leader of the Five Lakes Alliance. So what was the point? What was the motivation? And for Wen Kexing to say, maybe we're the ones that got it wrong, feels like such growth for him. Because this is the same Wen Kexing who back in the episode like 8 or 9 was like, me? Wrong? Never. And here he's kind of admitting like, yeah, we could have gotten some things messed up. He's like, he genuinely wanted to eliminate his kin for the greater good. And Zhou Zishu's like, I don't know about that. Changling gave up the armor, so what was the point of keeping him around? And he's like, that being said, why would he try to use his only daughter as a bargaining chip to win over a nephew? Since he already announced this during the Heroes Conference, he couldn't go back on his words. And when Kexing says, well, isn't it pretty easy to go back on his word? After buying people's alliances, if Changling were to die, would Zhao Lian have to marry a tombstone? He basically is kind of saying like, yeah, but what if he just had Changling involved to strengthen the alliance of those connected to the Five Lakes, make it look like it was all hunky-dory, but if Changling died, he would just set Zhao Lian up with somebody else. He's like, Changling was just a pawn in all this. It doesn't matter in the long run. He was going to use anybody if he needed to. And Zhou Zishu doesn't know if he believes that. But yeah. So then this beggar says, you must be among the rich and wealthy. Give me some food. And the beggar like pretends to pass out. And when Kexing's like, dude, Zhou Zishu was a better actor than you when he was being a beggar. So then Shen pulls up. Shen pulls up. We didn't have to go find him. He just shows up with his horse. Look, Shen looks amazing in this episode, but damn that piece of hair. That one little sprig of hair that was sticking off to the side, I wanted to just brush it back. Just put some water on it, brush it back, put some hairspray, something. I was like, you just gotta fit. Either take it all down and show us your beautiful locks down, or put it back up. That would have drove me crazy. It's like when you put your hair in a ponytail and there's like a little sprig in the back, like a little rat tail. That drives me crazy. I'm like, my dude. And when Kexing at first was like, let's fight. And then Zhou Zishu was like, nope, we don't need to do that right now. Remember, we're trying to figure out if Shen is our ally or our enemy. And then, man, the beggar jumping up, throwing the dart, and when gushing just takes the fan and smacks it right back at him, and then stands behind his boyfriend like, what, bitch? I loved it. I loved it. And then they start fighting. Meanwhile, inside, Sao Weining and Guzhong are steering away from questions from Changling, when Changling's like, are you going to go live with Sao Weining? And Guzhong's like, I'm just going to keep eating this piece of kiwi instead of answering that question. And Changling says he's going to go back to the Four Seasons with his master and when gushing. And he says, where is your maiden family from? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. Which Guzhong's actions make sense here, because she has a look on her face when he says junior master that she's like, she has a little bit of a look like, why would Wen Gushing go to the Four Seasons with you? But I can understand why she doesn't want to tell Changling about her family, because she's possibly drank from the waters of the oblivion and she doesn't want to think about it, or she can't remember, or it's too harmful and would reveal she was a ghost, so she doesn't want to say. So I like this little sibling spat she has with him, being like, where were you guys going? And he's like, I'll tell the story. And Sao Weining's like, why are you sitting on the table? Why are you getting all up in his business? But Changling seems like he's going to be a good sport about it. And he's like, no, it's fine. He's like, I'll tell the story. And so they start going on. And then this guy walks up with the steamed buns that are free, and girl was right, being like, wait, we went to this fancy restaurant, plus she's been here before, she knows you don't get free food, so she's like, well, why are you offering this free food to me? Realizes it's a trap, that it was going to be a smoke screen for all these assassins, and then they all show up. But girl, she did not hesitate to kill that guy. There was a lot of throats slit in this episode. There were throats being slit left and right. It was crazy. Also, I like that Sao Weining looks super serious when all those assassins show up and Guzhong's there, and Changling just has his look on his face like, why again? Can't we go anywhere without dead bodies and people fighting us? Oh my god. The thing is, of the three of them, Changling has learned a lot from Zhou Zishu that he shows off in this episode that Guzhong did not know about, so she didn't think he was a good fighter. Sao Weining has been poisoned, so he can't fight at full strength. She's a fiend. She's a ghost. She's got knives and can take care of herself, so she's the most capable out of all of them, so it makes sense why she wanted to fight in that moment. And she's like, I have to protect Changling or Wen Gushing will skin me alive. This was just such a good battle. I loved the battle scene, inside and outside. I loved her grabbing a hold of the cart and kicking them. The poor booze bottles. These booze bottles, what are we going to do to them? What did they do to deserve this, right? And also Changling using the chair as a shield. That was a great moment. Changling was using his environment so well. And then using the steps that he's been learning to like dodge the blades because he didn't have a weapon and was throwing China. Amazing. I loved it. She's like, keep using your passing cloud steps. Don't let them catch you. I love it. He's like, I can only do what my master's taught me. So meanwhile, we go back outside. And that fan of Wen Gushing is not only showing his irritation, but is literally like a boomerang blade killing everybody left and right. And Zhou Zishu's like, all right, okay. So Shen gets some poison in his arm. We have established that. They don't really do much about the poison, but I guess they took him with them to not only question, but also to heal it, I guess, because Wen Gushing has the healing skills. Interesting. He's like, that's the sting of a scorpion's tail. It's poisonous. And he's like, oh, but, well, okay. So Zhou Zishu gives him the medicine and the topical ointment, and that's why he's okay. Okay, because he was poisoned, but then he takes the medicine from Zhou Zishu, which Wen Gushing kind of looks at Zhou Zishu like, really, you're going to give him medicine? But Zhou Zishu's like, well, he fought with us. I don't think he's the one that we should be worried about. It's probably Zhao Jing, so he seems like he'll be okay, and it's a gesture of good faith so that he'll reciprocate later when we have questions to ask. Shin Shin turns out to be a lot more observant than I gave him credit for, because he remembers when Gushing before anybody else without any prompting, which is crazy. But also, I love how my view of Shin Shin has kind of developed over the course of this series. Like, when we first met him, he just seemed like a big oaf who was very straightforward and just acting on instinct and not thinking about anything. But then as we go, he gets more and more complicated and more complex, but he's still a straightforward bro. He hasn't really changed. We've just peeled back some layers with him, and I love that. I think that's great. So yeah, so he takes the medicine. He's like, you rescued my nephew. I'm grateful. And Shin Shin's like, now you've gave me this medicine. And when Gushing's like, you shouldn't have done any of these things for him. But he's like, how can I pay you all back? And so he talks about Gao Chong and being like, you know, he was my eldest brother. And he's like, where's Changling? I want to make sure that he's safe too. So then they run to where the battle's happening, and the one beggar, Sao Weining, y'all, him leaping out and getting to do the battle scenes, he's had a great set of episodes. He has gotten more and more impressive as we've gone through this, right? I love it. So that beggar, Sao Weining, was like, told him to hurry up and run, and Guzhong comes out with Changling, and the beggar says, please don't kill me. But he sees Changling, and he says, youngster, save me. And when he goes at him, that's when Guzhong kills him. But the thing is, he had a knife in his sleeve. Like, he could have hurt them. He had a knife in his sleeve, and it was possible he was going to kill them. That's so... I get where Sao Weining is like, how could you have known whether he was, you know, a real beggar or whether he was an assassin? But Guzhong brings up a point. Also, they show his arms like dislocated from the body. That is crazy. And you see the little knife coming out from where his hand was. But Guzhong brings up a good point. She's like, I was raised in the streets. She's like, Sao Weining is like Princess Jasmine, and Guzhong is like Aladdin. She's like, I was raised as a street rat. She's like, I had to, you know, work my way up. And she's like, it was either kill or be killed. So she's like, I didn't have, you know, a sect with all these cultivators and these protection support networks surrounding me. I had to raise myself on the streets. And she's like, do you judge me because I didn't want to take the risk of getting killed? And I love Sao Weining. He is like, no, I don't judge you, and it's fine. I still care about you. He's like, I'm just, you know, he's kind-hearted. And from his perspective, he's like, I would have given the benefit of the doubt. But I like that he doesn't judge her for not doing the same, right? So then they all catch up, and Guzhong throws Changling at Zhou Zishu, and Zhou Zishu's like, hey, we need some of these guys left alive so we can question him. But the phrase too late comes about quite a bit in this, where he's like, oh, too late. What a great bookend to the beginning of this episode when Gushing says too late because he killed all the guys, and Guzhong and him have like a little sibling moment where she's like, I didn't leave anybody alive either. He's like, me neither. And they like rub elbows, and she's like, I got blood on me, but it's not my blood. And he's like, good girl. Like, they have this really kind of like darkly humorous sibling moment. But then that phrase too late comes back at the end of the episode, and when Gushing is like heartbroken, the poetry, the cinema. And Zhou Zishu's like, yes, I realize I have this murder husband that I'm in love with. Anyway, there's not a lot of time to focus on that because Shen Shen is like here asking questions. He's like, who are you guys? And then I like that everyone's just telling each other how much of a long story this is. And Zhou Zishu's like, I guess we gotta go hang out and figure stuff out. So they go to this little hideaway house. Poor Sao Weining, he just wants to help Guzhong out, but she doesn't believe he's gonna love her. It's like, basically, she's such a little beast. She is such a feral girl, and Sao Weining is just trying to get on her level and reach her. I feel for him, But I'm like, keep at it, Sao Ning. Keep at it. You're cracking that shell. You just gotta keep going. She wants to be with you. She just has all these reservations. You just gotta keep going. But I feel for both of them. I'm glad Sao Ning is as patient and kind as he is. Oh, he's trying to understand her, but it's just hard. I love the conversation between them. And then she's like, how do you know I'm kind-hearted or not? And he tries to understand her. I like that she does the same thing when Gushing is, where she's like squeezing the rag. And he tries to ask about her past, but they're ghosts, and asking about their past is forbidden. I feel like once Zhou Zishu and Sao Ning figure out they're ghosts, they're both going to be like, oh, okay. And even though they believe as ghosts that there's no way for them to reintegrate into society, I feel like Sao Ning and Zhou Zishu will be like, no, you can. It's fine. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Shen talks to Changling, and Changling is trying to figure out, like, you know, why have you been kind of shady this whole time? Like, what's the situation? And Shen's like, look, I'm just the simplest of the brothers. I liked y'all. I thought we were having a kumbaya moment. I didn't know that we were all in such turmoil. He's like, I thought we had a deep friendship and things were great. He's like, I thought everything was fine. And he's like, I didn't realize that I was out of the loop on all this. I love that he tells Changling that he's the most like his father. I love that, because Changling has had such a negative view of himself. Like when he tells Shen here, he's like, you know, if I could die instead of my brothers, I would, because it would have made my dad happier that the two more capable brothers were alive. And I was like, Changling, don't doubt yourself. Don't call yourself useless. That's not cool. And I love Shen sticking up for Changling and saying, you're the most like your dad out of all of them. He's like, I see you as like your father, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. I love that. It's so sweet. And then Changling, he's like, well, my dad was a great warrior. And he says the phrase, it's tiger father, dog son, which is a strong father and a weak son. And I'm like, Changling, don't undersell yourself, sweetheart. You're getting so good. Like, oh, I want Changling to have more self-esteem in himself. I do. He's a sweetheart. So then Zhou Zishu comes in, and Shen asks, like, when did all this take place? When did Zhou Zishu become your master? What is going on? Zhou Zishu looks so good in this episode. He looks amazing. So Zhou Zishu's like, look, I'm here to ask some questions. I want to figure out what's going on. And he's like, I want to know what all the big misunderstandings are. So they ask about Ding Quan, and who said that Uncle Gao colluded with the Ghost Valley to kill my father. He said that at the Heroes Conference. And Shen's like, yeah, that's not true. He's like, there's no way that happened. He's like, you were set up to get betrothed to Zhao Lian so you could take over the Five Lakes Alliance. Gao Chong has a lot of loyalty amongst his friends. He loved your dad. He wanted you to become part of the family. Whatever Dong said is completely wrong. He's like, I don't know why he said it, but it's not true. He's like, at the Heroes Conference, he's like, I don't know why he said that. And then, so Zhou Zishu says you can't see through someone's heart as it's beneath the skin, so how would you know that? And he's like, well, my eldest brother took already proposed to either destroy the glazed armor or split it between us. He's like, if he wanted to destroy it back then, he already would have done it. He's like, you know, we all kind of disagreed with him. The rest of us opposed him destroying the armor. And he said if he had wanted to get Liu Taichung and Zhang Yusen's armor before, he would have already done it. If he would have only have asked, I would have given him my glazed armor as well. And then when he said, as for second brother, he was always weak. It seems like Zhou Zishu's like, okay, the only one that's not making sense here, the only one who isn't seeming to be willing to give up the glazed armor is Zhao Jing, who, funny enough, is now the leader of the Five Lakes Alliance and the only one besides you still alive. So we've narrowed down our suspects to this one specifically. And he's like, I have one more question to ask you. There is a saying, if not me, who deserves to be the martial arts supreme leader? And he's like, you know, he basically questions about Gao Chong's actions. And he's like, my eldest brother wouldn't have done that either. He may look quiet and serious on the outside, but deep in his heart, he values brotherhood and loyalty more than anyone else. The only thing that can surpass all that is the reputation of the Five Lakes Alliance. And Zhou Zishu's like, okay, well then why would Gao be framed? And he's like, I've thought about it thousands of times and I still can't explain it. Knowing his personality, even if he had to die 1,000 deaths, he would never have done anything to be harmful to Gao Chong. And Zhou Zishu's like, oh, but what if he was manipulated? What if a spell was cast upon him that manipulated his actions? We've seen that happen with the drugmen, so that opens up some possibilities. He's like, I don't know what bewitchment he suffered. The moment he said bewitchment, Zhou Zishu was like, wait, I think I could have. He becomes Sherlock Holmes in that moment. Why would he want to hit his benevolent master? And Zhou Zishu's like, oh shit, I hadn't even thought of that. He's like, hey, hang around. I'm going to go talk to Wen Keshing. I'm going to go check him out. And then when he says Uncle Wen, Shen's like, hey, actually, this whole Wen deal, he's like, I've been curious about this for a while. Young Master Wen resembles an old friend we knew. He's like, is his family name Zhen? And Chengling is like, oh shit, he figured that out in 2 seconds. But it makes sense because Shen has been observant. Shen is like all about brotherhood and brotherly ties, and he gets really emotional about people. It would make sense that he would remember what they looked like, what his parents looked like. And Wen Keshing does kind of look like his parents. So yeah, that all makes sense. And Shen's like, Chengling's hesitation sounds like a yes to me. And Zhou Zishu's like, well, shit. He's like, I'm not going to answer that question. You can ask Wen Keshing himself, but he probably isn't going to react well to it. I like this Sherlock Holmes rendezvous that Wen Keshing and him make, like, out in the woods, like, where there's these shacks. They're out in the boonies, out in the boondocks, just having this, like, rendezvous about it all. I like Wen Keshing scaring him, though, where he walks up while he's deep in thought, and he's like, hey, and Zhou Zishu's like, shit, I almost fell in this nasty-ass water. I think it's so cute. He's like, you're trying to scare me. Gong Jun, him and Zhou Zishu's actor, their expressions in this episode, I mean, the only ones that can rival to me at this point are the Scorpion King and Zhao Jing. They're the only ones that can rival it for me, but I just want to stare at their faces constantly during this episode, all over and over again. So he says, what's going on? And he's like, I've thought it through. And he's like, I think there's a chance that the drugmen could have been involved, and that's how the soul-absorbing bewitchment was controlling Dong Quan. And that could explain a lot of things. And he's like, we've seen them. We've encountered the drugmen at Yi Villa. We've also encountered them at the Scorpion's hideout and the Dragon Pool cabinet. All three of those seem to be working somewhat together. So it feels like I brought Whiteboard Kun out. I didn't know if I would actually write on him or not. But it feels like we have, so we know the Dragon Pool. The Dragon Pool, which as we find out is connected to Zhao Jing as well, but also the Venomous Scorpions. And we have Yi Villa, which we find out was connected to the Long Tongue Ghost, who was connected to not only the Hanging Ghost, but also the Changing Ghost and the Venomous Scorpions, as it were. And then we also have the Venomous Scorpions hideout, which is obviously connected to the Venomous Scorpions. So using the process of elimination, I think it's safe to say that the Venomous Scorpions are responsible for a lot of this. And they're connected to Zhao Jing, and they're connected to the ghosts. So, you know. So then Wen Keshing's like, do you know about the Venomous Scorpions leader? And Zhou Zishu's like, well, he never really showed his face. He's oddly mysterious and hasn't shown his face before. Now, here's the thing. The Scorpion King has shown himself to Zhou Zishu and Wen Keshing before, but I don't know if they knew that that was the Scorpion King. I don't know if they knew who that was. But he's shown his face to them before. But the leader has not shown himself to the window of heaven. So it's one of those situations where the Scorpion King has more knowledge than our protagonists. Our protagonists have technically seen the Scorpion King. They just don't know it's him. He has seen them and knows who they are, so that's a problem. Mm-hmm. That's quite a big problem, actually. So he's like, well, we can't rely upon Shen and this Zhou Zhonde, who pretends to be a weakling, but is actually mighty, is the true leader. Could he be the true leader of the Scorpions? I mean, in a way, you could argue that he is, because he seems to have the Scorpion King wrapped around his finger, but is he the leader of the Scorpions? Not necessarily. And Zhou Zishu's like, okay, but he's like, there's also this other matter, which is the long-tongued ghost. He's like, it's no longer one matter, but it's actually two. The first of which is that if we pretend that the leader of the venomous scorpions is Zhao Jing, then the one who placed the 3-corpse poison on the sword and ended up killing Rong Zhan and his wife is also Zhao Jing, which I think that's true. I think that's true. I don't think it was Shen. I don't think it was any of the brothers that died off screen. I think Zhao Jing is responsible for all of these things. So I think that part is clear. I think that part is very accurate. And he's like, okay. So then what's the other matter? And then the way that Zhou Zishu looks at Wen Kexing. Like, I loved watching Zhou Zishu's face in this whole scene because he's figuring things out and putting things together. But the way he looks at Wen Kexing in this moment, like he's feeling him out, like he's prepping himself to see how he responds, is he says, the long-tongued ghost. And the way that he says it gives a hint. The way that he looks at Wen Kexing and says it is like, let's be real, you know who he is, right? That's the way his face looks. But Wen Kexing is like instantly like, oh shit, I don't want to reveal that I'm the ghost chief and go there, so, And then he's like, look, listen, is it the man at the Yi Villa who used the soul-winding threads to control the drug men? And he's like, long-tongued ghost, I only know he is one of the top 10 evil ghosts. And Wen Kexing's like, oh, yes, he's an underling of the Hanging Ghost, of course. Who wouldn't know that? You know, he's like, how do I spin this to where I seem innocent, right? The Hanging Ghost improved his martial arts later and gave him the soul-winding threads. He's the one who was in charge of the massacre at the Mirror Lake sect. And he's like, yeah, you know a lot. He's like, I see. And he gives him the pat, saying, it seems our Lao Wen is the one who is knowledgeable and experienced. He knows something's up. He knows that Wen Kexing has knowledge about the ghosts. He knows. But does he know he's the ghost chief or not? I don't know. And Wen Kexing's like, oh shit. It's only a matter of time. It's gonna come out. I'm like, oh my god. So, meanwhile, Cao Weining and Guzhong get this bath ready, and they both get out here as the door opens up, and hello, sir. Hello, abs. Hello, that damn collarbone that is chiseled out of marble. Ugh. Look, I appreciate the fan service. I do. I appreciate it. He's deep in contemplation in this steamy bath. He's like, I almost tripped up earlier and exposed a secret that I knew the long-tongued ghost long ago. It says, a good shame that Aju didn't find out if he knew my real identity. I think he's so close to finding it out, though. He's so close. And I don't think he's going to judge you because he was an assassin's leader. Are you all forgetting that? Because he's like, ghosts and people, they ultimately cannot walk on the same path. What if, but ghosts and people, what if Zhou Zishu was like, I'm technically the Walking Dead, so I'm kind of like a ghost. Can that work too? Wen Kexing, my dude. Good for us getting some fan service. Good for us. So then we cut to the Scorpion King and Zhao Jing, which you could cut the sexual tension between them with a knife. The Scorpion King opened up with, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that the secret agent I sent to the Dragon Pool cabinet stumbled upon Zhang Chengling. He's together with the leader of the Window of Heaven and the chief of the Ghost Valley. And Zhao Jing's like, that's a lot of people at once together that are all high priority people. And somehow the Sword Immortal is with them. Although now the Sword Immortal's off doing his own thing, so he's no longer with them. Right? I like Zhao Jing's like, what's the bad news? The way, the actor that plays Zhao Jing, the way he doesn't look at the Scorpion King, he's just looking at what he's doing like, and what's the bad news? It's like a spouse that's about to have a come apart, is what it feels like. The bad news is that Long Chu and Long Zhao are both dead. The way he's like, well, that's discovery. There is so much acting in this scene. I was gobbling it up. Like, oh my God. He's like, well, I thought it was something serious. He's like, leaving Long Chu alive back then with just added security with no danger. Everyone who should be dead is dead. This shield of ours no longer makes a difference. I like that he's like, I was going to kill him anyway because he knows too much, but now we don't have to worry about it. And he's like, and I don't have to kill Long Zhao myself. So that was going to be a problem, but now somebody else has done it. Hooray. And so then Scorpion King's like, well, but the key to the armory that we've talked about. And he's like, oh, well, why would you believe the lies that I fed to Long Zhao? For the past 20 years, the key to the armory has been in the most dangerous and safe place of all. So it's in the Ghost Valley. We thought about it being in the Ghost Valley, and it's in the Ghost Valley. Yes. So the key to the armory is, for all intents and purposes, at the Ghost Valley. Probably at Mount Qingya. So funny that I can't imagine where we're going to go for our final battle. I can't imagine where we'll end up. Where could it be? I love it. I love it. And he's like, part of the reason why I've always wanted to get rid of the Ghost Valley is because that key to the armory is there. Oh, Zhao Jing is like, I feel like Zhao Jing, he doesn't necessarily want the glazed armor because he pretty much has everything he wants. He has the control of the Five Lakes Alliance. He's in good health. He doesn't really have anybody he needs to resurrect or help. So screw it. He's like, who cares about the glazed armor? He's like, if I'm in control, let's just get rid of it and it's no big deal. But of course, the Scorpion King probably thinks a little differently than that. He also loves to posture with his arms out. He loves to make these grand sweeping gestures. Yep. So then he talks about, he says, do you know the art of successive traps? So he's like, first, we had the Mirror-like sect, sword sect was massacred. Sambai Mountain Villa was stolen from. Ao-Laizi passed away. I planned all of it in order to let everyone in the martial art world know it was the Ghost Valley who stole the glazed armor. So he set this up from the beginning. Zhao Jing basically was like, here's how I did it. This is why I did it. I'm confessing everything now. Which normally would be like a red flag, but he seems to have control over the situation. Even though Scorpion King is like, you know, not everything went to plan though. The person who created the fake glazed armor pieces messed it all up. And he's like, why are you getting on my bad side? We didn't have to wait for after the matter to blame everything on Gao Chong. One thing I love is the Scorpion King. His eyes are so big. He has such big eyes that when he wants to get all like Puss in Boots, like little cat holding his hat, like who, me? Like his eyes are so big and open and expressive. And Zhao Jing, his eyes are so fierce and steely. Ugh. The dynamic, y'all. The dynamic. And so he says, why do you hate Gao Chong so much? Which, why would you ask him that triggering question, Scorpion King? Why would you do that? Like, just the moment Zhao Jing looks back at him like, what did you say? Like, he just has like a Ron Burgundy freak out moment. And Scorpion King is like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know to access that trauma. Sorry that I did that. But yeah, he has a freak out. And basically says what he said with the other memorial posts. He's like, do you think I'm just a selfish villain? Well, kind of. That I killed Gao Chong for my own selfish reasons. Yes. And I like the Scorpion King's like, if I say yes, what will happen? And he said, let me tell you, this 5 Lakes Alliance will only flourish and shine under my Zhao Jing's leadership. Only then will it be the pride of the martial arts world. Scorpion King's like, our businesses are not, our MOs are not quite aligning. And he's like, I see that I've made you angry and brought up a well of trauma. Oopsies. Apologies on that. And the way that he like says he's sorry and leans forward and puts his hand on his hand as he leans down. Oh. And when he says, you only know, he's like, I'm sorry I made you angry. And Xiaoxing says, you only know how to make me angry. And I was like, that's getting into some like abuser territory. Didn't you say you found out where Chengling was? And then what? Scorpion King's like, well, there's, you know, these highly skilled martial artists, as I mentioned, that are near him. So the guy's writing letters to me via pigeon. You know, he's sending swallows with 3-pound coconuts carrying letters to me, but he doesn't want to get too near. He's calling on all the secret villages nearby to watch. So they're being watched. So the Scorpion King is possibly going to find out as Chengling and the others are on the move. So that's something to keep in mind. And he says those 3 people have strong martial arts. If you send some common thugs over, like, what's the point? And then the Scorpion King's like, well, if you command it, I'll immediately and personally go see to them. And his eyes are so big. He's like a cat that's like, if you want me to go hunt him down, I will. Like, he's just, he's ready to pounce and do it. And Zhao Jing's like, well, don't forget, those 2, Zhou and Wen, were able to get away from you without injury before. So he's like, I was holding back in fear of harming innocent people. And he's like, forget it, I have my own plans. I like that Zhao Jing's like, I don't want to worry about them. They're not important to me right now. I've got other fish to fry. Forget it. It's fine. Like, whatever. And the Scorpion King is kind of like, you know, he's like, but I want to go kill him. The Scorpion King's like, but I want to go kill them, Dad. Can't I please? And just, the acting on both of these, with both of these actors is incredible. And then when he puts his hand with the ring on his, the tension, and Zhao Jing's like, you don't. Because he puts the hand on there and Zhao Jing looks over like, are you trying to seduce me? Are you trying to like sway my hand and make me do something you want? And then he looks and the Scorpion King's like, can't I please go kill them? Please. And he does not respond well. He just flits the hand away. And instead pats his head and says, Gier, when can you learn to hold back your reckless strength? Grow up quicker. Oh, the tension. There is so much tension between these 2 actors. It's like, and it's very unsaid. Like, we, the audience, are begging for Zhou Zishu and Wen Kexing affection scenes. We are begging for any crumbs that we can get. Here, we are very well aware that there is a buffet being served in front of us. It's just scary, and we're not quite sure if we need to, like, be here or not. Like, just the way they can look at each other and just eye sex the hell out of each other is insane. So the question is, with Zhou Zishu finding Guzhong, was he intending on like getting her to reveal things about Wen Kexing? What was the point of him speaking to her? Unless he just wanted to have a moment with her. Or unless he thought that Wen Kexing was eavesdropping, maybe he thought Wen Kexing would come to her. But it very much feels like he's having this conversation with her. He even tries to like do the same poetry reading that Wen Kexing would do. And she's like, please stop. She's like, what's so good about alcohol? It's bitter and nasty. And he's like, well, don't waste this luxury if you're not going to drink it. I like that he basically talks about alcoholism and is like, oh, you just, drinking is to, help to make you forget things. And she's like, well, when the master is unhappy, he drinks. I like that she gives Zhou Zishu a little bit of insight into Wen Kexing's like mental state and how he feels. And she also talks about, like, if something happens to him, you know, that when Gushing would be really sad. And Zhou Zishu's kind of like, yeah. I think Zhou Zishu can avoid it when Gushing talks about it, but when a third party brings up the fact that his death would make Gushing, like, unbearably sad, I think he has no choice but to, he can't run away from it. He has to face it head on. And I like how he teases her, being like, well, of course, if Gushing raised you, that's how you ended up that way. So he's like, if you weren't a girl, I would beat you 8 times a day. He's like, you're lucky you're a cute girl. And he's like, the way you talk inhumanely all the time, it makes you resemble someone. She's like, who's that someone? He's like, someone who likes to eavesdrop. Can't imagine who he's talking about there, who just happens to show up right then and there. So he sends her to go find some more booze. She heads off, and that's when Shen pops in with Changling. And basically the angst breaks loose because Shen, who is very emotional, he means well, but it doesn't always translate the way it should. He confronts Gushing. And the thing about it is, Zhou Zishu and Changling and Shen do not know, as of yet, that Gushing is the ghost chief. And even if they do have an inkling about it, it doesn't seem like they know about the Water of Oblivion, because that seems like a pretty only in Fight Club do you learn about Fight Club, only in the Ghost Valley do you learn about the Water of Oblivion, because the Scorpion King didn't know about it. He didn't understand it. I think he's going to drink it so that he can forget about Zhao Jing and take over, you know, and be able to rule without him, but we'll see if that goes down. So Changling's like, look, I didn't say that you were Yan Air. I didn't say you were him, but I also didn't say you weren't. So Shen kind of figured it out. And Zhou Zishu tries to calm Gushing down, saying be calm, but Gushing's like, this is a lot. And I feel for Gushing because he's put all of this out of his mind because it's been so traumatic. And for someone to just bring it up, you know, without his consent is a lot. And then you have the Water of Oblivion that might have something to do with it. I think that's why he's clutching his head, because he's, you know, he drank the Water of Oblivion to forget about all that, and now it's getting brought back up, and it can make you go crazy. We've seen that with the Tragic Comic Ghost. I'm wondering if the Alluring Ghost and the Tragic Comic Ghost meet up with Zhou Zishu and them, and that's how he learns about the Water of Oblivion. I wonder if that's going to be the case, but I don't know how that's all going to go about. We're going to have to watch and find out. But basically when Shen's like, what happened to your parents? And he's like, oh, let me tell you what happened to them. He's like, you want to know what happened to my parents? Fine. He says, when their tendons and hands were ripped and they lost protection of their sect and must bear the pressure from the righteous martial arts world while hiding from assassination attempts by the malicious and evil sects and forced to be caught between the pressure of both sides and protecting his word of honor. Roll credits! And holding out until the end. And Zhou Zishu's like, oh shit, maybe this is not good. Helping those he believes to be his brothers and hiding in truth. Do you think he's living well? Oh man, and Shen of course is like, I shouldn't have asked. Like, of course Shen immediately gets emotional because that's so in character for him. And Zhou Zishu's like, there's a lot of stress going on in this environment right now. Oh man, poor Shen. Like, this is so in character for him to, like, just be crying and saying he's sorry. And when Gushing says it's too late, again, that too late comes back around. They can't hear your apology anymore. So then, like, he clutches his head and Zhou Zishu's like, I'm glad that Zhou Zishu knows that something is wrong with Gushing now, that there's something going on, and that could be partially why he's acting so erratically. I'm glad that he kind of has that knowledge in the moment. And Shen's like, what did I do? What's happening? And it's like, don't call him Yan Air. Like, you don't deserve to get to call me that. And he's like, why are you helping him? And he's like, I'm helping you. I love Zhou Zishu being like, look, I'm helping you in this moment. What is wrong? And he says, it's too late. They're already dead. And he's like, Zhang Yan also died with them. And he's like, oh, the way he says Aju, oh my God, just calling out for him. Because then they're like, how did your parents die? Shen just asking the questions we all want to know, but he's like, it's too late. And then we get the flashback. So we get the flashback, okay? And this explains so much. So the flashback, we see the mom get stabbed by the trident. The dad, he's like looking at her and he's dead. And the person responsible is the Supreme Ghost Chief. Who has like the blood makeup and everything. And the crown that we saw earlier. And so we see it from Winkeshing's perspective, the memory. And there is, beside him, we see the changing ghost. The one ghost, I'm assuming is a changing ghost, but he looks a little different. Maybe that's the hanging ghost. We see the changing ghost. We see the ghost soldiers. And then we look over and we see the laughing ghost. The laughing ghost before he has the stitches, which is interesting. And we see the tragic comic ghost. And we see specifically her focusing in on him. And I want to go back and see, there was that moment, the laughing ghost and the changing ghost. Oh, I wanted to see if there's any more else there. Oh, it goes by so quickly you can barely see it. But she looks at him, like she takes pity on him. Oh, I feel like the changing ghost was right there. I feel like it was just right there. Damn it. And then there's him over his parents. Also, Winkeshing with his little hand on the trident. So the question is, did the Ghost Valley take him in and spare his life and take him in as a ghost? Did they do that? Probably. Did the tragic comic ghost take him in? Maybe. Or did he run away and they let him go? I don't know. And swear revenge upon them? I don't know. Either way, he spits up blood, which Zhou Zishu is like, holy shit, something's really wrong if you're splitting up blood. That's not good. And then he passes out. He does tell Zhou Zishu that he's sorry, which I feel is really important to be told. Because again, Zhou Zishu is not a dummy. He's not an oblivious fool. He can put two and two together for the most part. I think Zhou Zishu's gotten better at not drawing conclusions immediately like he did with Gao Chong, and with Winkeshing being Rongshan's son. He's learned to kind of wait and not base so much on conjecture and wait for some more evidence. But he's still smart and able to piece things together. So I think it's important that Winkeshing has told him sorry and explained some things, because Zhou Zishu now knows there's some serious shit going on with Winkeshing and that it's something that he needs to be aware of. But anyway, so Shen, I love this part where Zhou Zishu, and I like Sao Weining is there as well to kind of know, where he explains who his master is, and he's like, hey, by the way, you say that, you know, my master and you are friends. He actually hasn't mentioned you at all, and he's really good friends with everybody, so if you weren't invited to his birthday party, what's up with that? He just basically is like, my master didn't mention anything about being friends with you all, so when you throw around the word friend, what is that to you? Because I think for Shen, the term friend and ally is different than it is for other people, right? Shen's like, I'm bros with everybody. And it's like, are you? Are you sure? I also like that Zhou Zishu told Shen that he cannot call Winkeshing Yonair. He's like, no. He's like, that name is dead to him. He's like, you don't get to say that to him anymore. That if it's like, you call him by the name he wants you to call him by. And I'm like, good. I'm like, good on you, Zhou Zishu. Way to respect names. Way to respect labels. Good job. Good job. Good job. But yeah, I also like that he sends Shen away. I like that he's like, look, you're fine. I don't suspect you. I don't think you're harming anything. But at the same time, you're not helping while being here. So you need to go. You need to go. And Shen kind of, you know, I will give Shen some credit. He legit says that they screwed up. They messed up as people. They didn't do the right thing. And he's like, now we're kind of, you know, paying for it. He's like, my disciples asking, did Shen put poison on Gao Chong's sword? Now, Shen is like, nope, didn't do that. Why would I do that? I would never do that. And that pretty much cements that it's Zhao Jing. Unless it was either Changling's dad, which we know is not true, or it was the one brother that died off screen, which seems unlikely. It's probably Zhao Jing. So Zhou Zishu is like, now that I've determined that you're not a threat to us, but you're actually not giving us any answers we need, you need to go. So the question is, what is Shen going to do? What is Shen going to do now that he's been kicked out and sent away? I think that the best course of action would be for Shen to go and rescue Zhao Lian and do that away from everybody and then bring her back like in the final act. That'd be great. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it'd be good if that was his redemption, would be to go rescue her and save Gao Chong's daughter. It would be a good redemption for Shen to rescue Gao Chong's daughter and bring her back to Changling and Zhou Zishu. That'd be great. And plus, she doesn't really have a family or anywhere to go now, so she could go live in the Four Seasons as well. Like, why not? Why not? Yeah. He's like, in the middle of the night, you just needed to convince your own conscience. Yeah. And karma eventually caught up to you. And your brothers eventually as well. I love Zhou Zishu in this episode. Zhou Zishu has some of the best expressions. He's just, I love a confident Zhou Zishu that's a little bit playful, a little bit Sherlock, a little bit flirty, a little bit caring. I'm obsessed with Zhou Zishu in this episode. He's wonderful. I love him. And then, yeah. He's like, I don't know why when Keshin can't wake up, but he says, whether you ignore everything or help the villains, he says, as long as my junior brother isn't willing to find trouble with you, I hope we never meet again. He's basically saying, like, look, I don't care what you do from here on in. I assume you're not going to do anything stupid, but as long as when Keshin doesn't want to see you anymore, neither do I. Like, we love a boyfriend who's standing his other boyfriend. Yes, please. He's like, I don't see a reason for us to meet. And Shen's like, And when he says Changling, take the guest away, I was like, oh, you're just the guest now. But honestly, I mean, Shen was not their buddy. Shen, they just needed to interrogate, and that interrogation's over. And Zhou Zishu's like, I can see you are an emotional ball of energy, but we don't need that right now. He's like, I got to worry about when Keshing. And so Changling takes him away. All right. And we'll just go from there. And Sao Wang Ning, meanwhile, is like, what did I miss? And I've talked for an hour about this episode. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. This episode was wild. This episode is my favorite type of episode. There was mystery, there was fan service, there was flirting, there was action, there was emotion. This episode had it all, and I am living for it. But I want to know, what is your thought about this episode as we're on episode 22? So anyway, I will wait until I see the comments for episodes 20 and 21. I'll wait on those. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'm going to be back very soon. I'm going to be so excited to see what's going to happen on episode 23 of Word of Honor. Bye.